Forward to this one. I've got a lot of interest in Johnny, and he's boxing Joey Sussex.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a really good fight. This kid, Joey Sussex, had 10 fights. He's lost one, drawn one. So, yeah, as you can see, Johnny ain't boxing he's boxing a proper man. Yeah. He's 30, how old are you?
39.
39 years old. So this is going to be a step up for Johnny, I think. But Johnny's quite tough, and I think Johnny can handle it. He can, you know, this is how the fight's going to play out. It's going to be a good fight, this fight. I've got a feeling.
Definitely. 100%.
So, Joe, what made you decide to come onto the league after all these years, then, mate?
After all these years, well, we only started recently when my opponent started pulling out, mate, because I've only been fighting in 14-ounce gloves.
Yeah.
So what's been happening is, you know, I'm on my 10th fight, so by 6, 7, 8, they've all just started not wanting to fight me anymore or turn up or whatever
so
it is.
To get a real fight, you had to come on the league.
So now to make it fair enough for the opponents now, I've had to drop the glove weight to then make sure that it's a fair enough fight. Because it's a difficult fight for me because I've got to put 10-ounce gloves on that I've never worn before. So that's the reason why I've actually chose. On top of that, I've chose GBBU. As I said, as you know, I've been following you guys.
It ain't mine, is it?
It's fine. It's only the.
Sorry, there. We just had the phone call.
I've had my car smashed. My phone's
it's all going wrong today, mate.
Other side. Yeah, that one.
Don't drop my phone again, please. I can't afford to do your phone.
Yeah, it's the weight of
Just move this bottle out of the way, please, a little bit.
Right, so Joe, so this is a big fight.
And also the other reason why I've chosen GBBU promotions is because I know there won't be any cheating.
No.
I know that it's a fair fight. I've watched all, you know, a lot of the fights. You know, I've been to the fights with Archie.
Well, you know, my son's fought on there. And
I know your son's fought on there, and I know that they all train hard. I know the coaches. I know what they're doing down there. I know they all train hard, so I do respect the brand and the label and everything like that, and that's why I've chosen. So that's as simple as that.
Like John's one of our young stars. He's coming through, but we don't protect our stars on here.
Yeah,
we give them real fights.
Absolutely.
Not like some of these other shows where they build them up. They're 10-0. John's in the KWCB. John was 1-1.
Yeah,
we could have built him up slower, but we put him in with an hard fight with Soul Sharp from Whitstable.
Yeah,
he lost that fight, but it was a really good fight. But that's what's made him into a good fighter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Having real fights.
Absolutely, yeah.
A lot of people are nervous to come on our show because they know it's 50-50.
Well, yeah.
You know, and that's what makes our show so good. Because, you know, like he said, we don't look after our boys.
No.
If they ain't got it in them, the minerals, then, you know, it's their fault.
Simple as that, isn't it, mate?
You know,
simple as that.
You got to do. You can't play boxing.
Yep, that's right.
That's why we're letting him at 18.
Yeah. Is he 18?
I'm 18 next week.
God, really? He's got all the years on me,
That's why we're letting an 18-year-old boxer,
come on, chap,
experienced man, because he ain't going to learn nothing from just keep boxing people that ain't up for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, this is probably one of the best platforms you can get on to turn pro.
Yep.
My own son done this.
Yep.
He had, I think, 9 fights on GBVU and then we turned him pro.
Yep.
Brandon the Bullet Ball.
Very good player.
Yep.
And a very good kid, you know. He's thinking about, you know, he's had a little break, but he's thinking about getting back in the training. I hope you do.
Yeah.
I hope if he's watching this, Brandon, I hope you do. But this is going to be a good fight. 100%. This is going to be a 50-50, and I think it might be a war.
Totally. 100%.
So John, what you got to say to Joey? You seen his fights and that, have you?
Yeah, I've seen a few videos.
Have you?
Sharp. Nothing I'm not ready for.
Yeah.
Very confident coming in this fight.
Yeah.
Been training hard for it and that.
Yeah.
Know what I'm about.
Yeah.
Know what you're about as well.
Really? Okay. I haven't, to be honest, I haven't looked into my opponent. I never do. I haven't, at the 10 fights, I've never looked into my opponent. But I did look at his Facebook just to see if he's got boxing stuff in there. I didn't see any boxing. I just saw, you know, family stuff, you know, parents and stuff like that, which I thought was great. Obviously a respectable guy, you know, does what he does. Well, you're travelling for loads. No, he's not travelling for loads. All right, because I was going to say.
You talk to each other now. But...
Yeah, so, sorry, what was the question? What were you asking? Oh, have I seen his fight? Sorry, yeah. So I haven't looked into him. I don't look at my opponents and what they do. I'm too busy doing all the things that I'm doing. And as I say, I have looked at your Facebook. I didn't see any boxing stuff. If you look at
my recent fight,
I saw the video of it. Yes, I got sent the video. I did watch it a couple of times. Yeah. I sent the video to a couple of my coaches and people that I train with. They were all green light, 100% go for it. I was confident anyway. But as I said in the start, mate, this is the hardest fight for me. Yeah. This isn't me walking into it thinking, oh, I'm just going to put 10 on. I'm not that type of guy. I train super hard because I'm imagining you training harder than me.
Yeah.
So when I imagine you training harder than me, it puts me to work. I've got to do even more now. I don't sleep, brother. I'm at it training wise. Yeah. So I don't look at my opponents, and I don't. But from what I've seen from the video, I do know this guy's solid. He deserves to fight me. The amount of people that have pulled out and they just think they're hard and what have you, that's nothing to do with this. His skill set is very high. The reason why I've taken the fight is because I do know that there's areas where I can exploit you because you haven't got to that level yet.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean I'm just going to walk into it, but it means I've got something in my mind that allows me to understand that there are a few things that you haven't learned that I've already picked up. So I'm going to try and exploit you in that sense. Other than that, it's a straight fight.
Exactly.
You know, clean fight, you know, whatever it is. And
there you are. His mentality is set. He's set his mentality on this fight. John,
yeah.
talk
John,
up a little bit now.
He thinks his experience is going to be too much for you.
What do you got to say to
No,
that?
it won't be. Listen, the last fight I had with Lenny Jones, people were saying, "Oh, too much experience here." He's had what? How many fights did he have before me? 10 fights exactly. That was my 3rd fight. I've been out for a year because obviously something happened to me. I had to come out for a year.
Right.
Come back, I proved everyone wrong that was down.
Lovely.
I'm going to do that again.
Fantastic. And the thing is, mate, I believe you. And the reason why I believe you is because when I started with the LBM League in Brighton, I was number 9 or something, 10 coming into the brand. I beat the number 2 for the Sussex title. So for me, numbers and all of that is nothing.
Yeah,
all you've got to have is flair. You've got to have that in you that you're willing to go all the way.
Yeah.
You know, win a fight. But at the end of the day, I don't take it begrudgingly. I won't fight you and then say bad things. No, bro, I'll shake your hand. I'm super.
Exactly.
If you win it, you deserve to win it, bro. If you can beat me, you deserve it. I'll be shaking your hand and hugging you, bro, saying, mate, this guy is tough as nails. I'm not the guy to pull back on stuff like that. I know this is a 50-50 fight. You could knock me out clean. I could be laid out on the floor. I live in reality. I don't live in a space with, you know, celebrity and all. I don't live in that space. I live in the real world, you know. Like, so as I say, my preparation is key for me. I just make sure that I'm trying to out-train my opponents, and it's got me this far. Do you know what I mean? So that's how I do it, bro. You know, straight up.
Stoles make good fights. And if you've got a good stole like Johnny, then it's going to be a banger.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is, yes, from what I've seen, yes, his fight was very active, very, you know, come forwardy and stuff like that, which was great. But his opponent didn't really put up a fight, in my opinion. You know, he couldn't really push it back. But what happens when there's pressure and pressure that meet, and when there's two knuckles that come together,
that's gonna be a great
it's outrageous.
Are you talking about his last fight?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the last fight, the video.
The last fight, who he boxed was Lenny Jones, and he comes from a boxing family.
All of that is just stereotype.
Tough.
Yeah,
tough.
they all are.
I know what you're saying, but that kid never come in 100% fit.
Right.
He had 2 weeks to get prepared.
Okay.
So we've got to give Lenny. He come out and he took a lot of shots off of this kid.
Yeah. Good.
You know, and it's a good experience fight for him. As far as I can, you know.
Absolutely.
And it was good experience, but
fantastic.
But on Joey's thing, Joey's like he's saying, he will push him out harder than Lenny did.
yeah.
The fight won't be anything like Lenny's fight, mate. Definitely
every
not.
time we want to step him up a bit.
Oh, he's definitely going to be
He
stepping
trains
up.
every day, till night, like you said earlier. Don't stop training. Lenny took it on short notice, but even Lenny in a full camp, he does train a lot. He's young and he don't stop training.
Yeah.
It's going to be a war.
What it is, he's eager.
Yeah,
he's hungry.
Lovely. He deserves it.
And the way
he deserves it. He
sounds
deserves
like
it.
you're
He's hungry.
on par.
I'm on par with him. I'm on par with him.
It's an interesting fight.
Yeah, so it's the most talked about event on the internet, mate. Don't worry about that. Yeah, it's the most talked about event. And as I say, my whole thing is to outmatch the guy in skill. So I'm not more powerful than him. Look at the guy's biceps. But the point is, you've got to be able to find me to hit me. You could be Arnold Schwarzenegger. It doesn't make no difference. Yeah. You've got to be able to see that he's over here and not over there, and he's not here and he's over there. So my skill is to confuse my opponent. He doesn't know whether I'm coming left, right, orthodox, unorthodox, high pass, low. So I use all of those to my advantage to try and outwit my opponent, basically. So that's what you're going to be looking out for. You're going to have to deal with somebody like me who's very determined and very aggressive when it comes to battling. Yeah. So as long as, you know, I guess that's what you're going to have to put up with me, you know, in that sense. So yeah, man.
Let's just remind the people watching that there is a Kent novice title on the stake here.
Yeah,
so it makes it that bit more interesting. both of these
Four
boys are going
rounders.
to want the belt, in there.
Four
You know,
rounders.
First
Johnny's
4-round fight.
eager. He wants that belt,
Yeah, I want that
and
belt.
Yeah.
obviously
want
this
that
man's
belt.
going to be just the same. So
Yeah,
it
yeah,
makes it a
totally.
bit more interesting. This is a novice Kent title bout.
Yeah. So as we say again, this show ain't for puppies. 10-ounce gloves and fighting with guys that are hard as nails, trainers, you know, train as hard as they can. To come up with someone against me who's super hard as nails, made of metal. Yeah. It's only going to be beneficial to both of us. If I beat him, I deserve to win it because he would have lost it in,
exactly.
you know, just in battle. And if I lose it, it'll be the same for him. I'll be able to shake his hand and say he deserves it. You know, he's the winner. I never take things to heart. It's just a sport. For me, it's just a sport, mate. We are looking to do other things in the professional ranks soon. But I'm going to do a few other things before I get to there. So winning it will become a massive thing for my future and the things that I'm doing. Losing it, it's just a sport. You shake the guy's hand and walk away.
Exactly.
I still done better than you lot watching at home because I was there fighting and you lot were sleeping. So don't worry about whether I win or lose. You just got to watch it and see what happens, isn't it?
Like I said earlier, this is a good base for that, and Johnny, he wants to go down that road as well. He
Absolutely.
wants to be a professional.
I'll probably see him up on the roads,
You know,
mate, together.
and I think he's going to make a very good professional.
Absolutely, I know
This
he
is
will.
you know, a very good base for it. So anybody wanting to box on GBBU, either contact me, Frank Ball, or Brian Sanders, and we can get you up and running.
Mm.
So if you want tickets for this fight, both of these boys have got tickets.
Yeah.
There's only about 50 VIPs and about 50 standing left. So there might not be tickets on the door. So everyone needs to get their tickets before next Thursday's weigh-in.
Lovely.
And the Great Danes Hotel, brilliant venue.
Yeah,
brilliant.
it's a lovely venue. I've watched there before.
It's beautiful venue. I think we've got 15 fights?
14 fights.
14 fights. So it's going to be packed action.
Jam-packed, jam-packed.
Like they said, this boy's never boxed with 10-ounce gloves on, so
Yep.
it's going to be a little bit different for him.
Yep.
And John's only boxed once. With
Yeah, I
10
boxed
ounce
once in 10
Okay.
Joe, I don't
Oh, right. I didn't know that.
So I don't want you to give your game plan away, but
No.
are you a boxer or are you a fighter?
I'm both. What happens is because I'm super aggressive, I'll box until the point where the guys become more aggressive than me. So after he becomes or tries to become more aggressive with me, all I do is just put up the aggression levels. So I just constantly, okay, if we're matching at 50, no worries, it's 60%. Matching at 60 is 70. Matching at, so I go all the way till my hands won't, till I won't be able to work anymore. And that's how I do it
I
basically.
like the way you're talking.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like you're gonna
This phone's missing out.
you're gonna come for a battle.
Mate, it's what we're here for, you know.
gonna come
Friendly
for a battle.
battle and we're fighting for the title. So it's no hold bars. I've never cheated in my life. I never, even when I've had chances to sneakily, no, I've never done
So our
stuff like
judges
that.
on the day off, we've got 3
I've never done
boxers.
stuff like that.
Who's judging?
It'll be John Bignell, and hopefully Louis Green again. So we can't get better judges
Big
than that.
Louis Green, yeah, go
If
on, mate.
John
Go
Bickle's
on.
watching, just want to say hello to Johnny and his dad. Love you, boy.
Lovely, fantastic.
It was
John?
watching, I think.
Can you tell us a bit more?
Right, so
Have you tried? What's your training been
my
like?
training's been, I've been training every day apart from Sunday. Sunday's been my rest day. I watched my video back of my last fight. I've analysed it a lot of times. I've probably watched it back through like 40, 50 times.
I noticed you've got a bit of an eye there
Yeah, that's from sparring.
from sparring,
yeah.
so you've obviously been sparring tough.
Yeah, sparring tough.
Good,
That's
tough
the way I
sparring.
learn most, exactly. I watch my fight back. I've analysed all the areas where I think I could be better in, like approach the fight differently, stuff like that. I think my game plan's a lot better. I'm gonna come in a lot stronger this fight.
And do you think on your fights that you've had, your previous ones, are you learning a bit each time?
Yeah, exactly, of course. That's what the sport's
and the
about.
experiences feels like you're coming up all right. Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you happy with yourself?
I'm very happy with myself.
That's
This
what
is
I
the
like
strongest
to
I've
hear.
ever felt.
That's what
Best
I
I've
like.
ever felt. I'm just ready for it. I want it to happen tomorrow.
You look stronger now than the last fight. I think you've got a little bit of weight on, which suits you. So I think this one's going to be a stronger, you know.
It's definitely
Johnny.
a
stronger Johnny.
Yeah,
it's going to be the fight of the night.
Yeah,
definitely. No one's going to outmatch our fight.
Nothing.
It's going to be televised the highest from our end as well.
Good.
So that's going to be massive exposure, global exposure, mate. Yeah, we cover most countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just can't wait for it, man. I think it's absolutely. I'm saying like you, I'm buzzing. You know, it's ready. Time to go. Nearly time to go. I've still got a load of training. You might think I've got a week left. I've got loads of training still to do, mate.
Yeah.
I'm training up to a day or two before the fight. Yeah. I've got day and night of training left. This ain't the end of my training day. No, I've got.
How long have you been training then?
I've only been in boxing 2.5 years.
Yeah.
First time I ever put the gloves on and went to a fight was 2.5 years ago. But what I did is I've been constantly training. I've been training for 2.5 years non-stop. So what's happened is when I get matched up with these guys, yes, they might say, "Oh, this I've been training 2.5 years. Put him on. He's been training 4 years." But then I've outmatched people that have been training for 10 years.
So what you're saying is, on this camp, you feel like you haven't left any stone unturned.
I never leave any turn unturned. I've never ever not gone 110% in whatever I do. All the training I do is 110%. I don't, even when the coach turns around, I don't take slack. Or no, I'm the guy that pushes himself to the maximum. Because I'm trying to win in life. Yes, winning a battle and a fight and training, yes, but I'm doing a whole load of other stuff and I'm trying to win all of it. You know? So I dedicate myself, as I said before, I train so hard because I think he's training too hard. Because if I'm sleeping for 8 hours a day, he might be sleeping 6 hours a day and training an extra 2 hours. That's the type of person I am. That's the type of mentality I've got, that I've got to out-train the guy. I've got to outwork, train till he can't do nothing. Not you or whoever, you know.
So you're on weight already for this fight, are you?
Yeah.
What weight are you?
Good at it. Well, I usually fight at 65 kgs. Obviously just putting it up, a little bit for this fight, 67 or whatever it is. Even if he came a bit over, I was being
he's got to be under 68 kg.
Yeah.
Can't
he's got to be under 68 kg. But I mean, even if he's a bit more than me or whatever, I've always fought guys that are 2-3 kgs heavier than me and blown them out of water.
From 65 to 67.9.
Yeah. No, we're bang on, mate. We'll be bang on.
John's still got a couple of kilos to lose.
I've got 2 to lose.
He's all right. He's a bit sore, bit sore now, a bit of diet. You're all right, but it's easy, really. Do you know what I mean? So final thoughts. Looking to win the fight. I won't be giving you a chance to breathe. I won't be giving you the motion to get into the motion of what you're doing. My job will be to stop your motion, because my motion is going to be a different motion to maybe what you're used to or who you've been sparring with or whatever you've been doing. My motion is going to be completely different to you. So I'm looking to win the fight. Confident about winning the fight. I'm not going to say I'm going to knock him out 2 rounds, 3. I don't make those type of talks. I'm going to fight until the fight's over, whether it's 10 rounds, whatever it is. Man, that's all.
This is what excites me. He talks the talk. Can he walk the walk?
Hey, could be what I was if I wasn't, mate. Never. Yeah, but
that's good. They're both confident. Right, let's finish off with John. What you got to say, John? To finish off.
That belt is going to be around my waist on Friday night.
Speak up, John.
My belt. That belt is going to be around my waist on Friday night. I let my gloves do all the talking. That's the only way I can talk.
Yeah, it's knuckles and knuckles, mate. That's the one.
Look, I've watched Johnny train, and he did say earlier on when we first started the podcast that he had a year out.
Yeah,
he didn't. That weren't by choice. Yeah. But if he didn't have had that year out, he'd be a different man today. But in saying that, he's come on leaps and bounds in a quick time, and progressed up the ladder. And this man sitting beside me, Joe Sussex, he's saying similar things, which makes this fight very, very interesting.
Yeah,
so you need to get your tickets before it sells out.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of my followers who watch my training stuff are blown away. They can't believe that a human being can train to the point of constant training, bro.
You enjoy the training?
Oh, cool. I enjoy it, mate. I enjoy it. So that's what my followers see in me.
Yes.
I've got thousands of followers. The reason why they do